Ladies and gentlemen, only one real story I want to talk about today. Yes, there's lots of other news going on and I'll cover it tomorrow, but today the story is around one individual, and that is Witness D. For those of you who don't know, Witness D was assassinated over the weekend, and we're going to get onto what happened. But before I get onto the main video of today, can I yet again remind you, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this video is important to make, because fundamentally, this is a government who is attempting to disarm you and me through their own proposals in the Firearms Amendment Bill. But this government is the most fraudulent, corrupt government ever known to humanity. For South Africa to survive, for us to survive, the ANC must die. And we're going to talk about why that is. So let's actually go through what happened and how this all came about. Well, for those of you who don't know, Witness D, also known as Marius, was a 41-year-old former EMPD tactical officer. He had later on in his career founded the QRF Task Team, a private rapid response security outfit. Now, this outfit was deeply embedded in the East Rand policing, crime intelligence, and anti-illegal mining operations. And he himself had inside knowledge of torture, murder cover-ups, extortion rackets, and syndicate protection rackets inside law enforcement. So this was an individual who was involved in private security, that knew a lot about the state and the dodginess that is some of the state activities. Now, he testified anonymously as Witness D in the Police Capture Commission in mid-November 2025. Now, it's important to understand that he testified anonymously because his testimony was likely going to get him killed, and it did. Now, he gave shocking evidence. He said that there was a robbery suspect in 2022 who was tortured by EMPD tactical officers. He also said that a senior EMPD figure, Julius, allegedly ordered him to remove the body and dump it in a dam. And he claimed that he was told, if you don't do it, you're next. Now, he exposed alleged extortion schemes and protection of illegal mine syndicates. As you know, illegal mining is a huge problem in South Africa. And he promised more evidence to come, especially on organized crime networks, which, as you know, South Africa has a lot of. Now, on the 5th of December 2025 in Brackenbun, Marius returned home with his wife and 2 children. Now, these are very young children, below the ages of 10. Now, 2 gunmen ambushed him in his driveway and 2 shots were fired. Both were fatal, with Marius never actually being able to draw his own firearm in retaliation. Now, the attackers then fled in a white NP200 bakkie, and their number plates were actually caught on camera. Now, nothing was stolen. It wasn't a robbery. It was almost certainly a planned hit. Now, the murder itself occurred only weeks after his testimony, and his testimony really was damning to the apparatus that is the state. Now, the government were quick to respond, and they claimed that they had offered Marius witness protection, but he declined. They argued that his identity was exposed due to media and public speculation, and it wasn't due to them disclosing the information to criminal networks, they allege. And they suggest that future testimony may not be broadcast live, which, let's be honest, will suit them just fine, because if they don't broadcast it just live, the rest of us won't know what's going on, will we? Now, there is conflicting narrative, and some suggest that he had requested protection, but was never enrolled into the program. So the state say he declined it. Some are saying he actually requested it. What are we to believe? Now, the key issue is that there has been massive institutional confusion over who is responsible for protecting him. And the result is now that a high-risk whistleblower was left unguarded, despite warning he feared being killed. I mean, he had actually speculated that he would be killed. Many individuals said that the level of severity of what he was disclosing would get him killed, and the state did nothing about it. Now, the president called the killing a heinous act and an attack on justice. And he admits that Witness D's evidence angered certain elements in society. Yeah, ANC card-carrying corrupt criminals. Let us be clear, Mr. President, who he angered. Your people.
Coming out with the truth of what has been happening, the rot that has been prevalent in our security cluster, are now, as they tell the truth, getting killed themselves. Because this is going to deter many other witnesses from coming forward. And I've also said that we must now focus on witness protection. The witness protection program must now be taken to a higher level. And I want results out of this investigation as quickly as possible, because we cannot allow this level of lawlessness, particularly the security cluster, to continue. The results of the Madanga Commission are going to be implemented, because it is through what is being revealed in the Madanga Commission that we'll be able to get to the bottom of the capture of the police that has been going on for quite a long time. We need to get to the bottom of all this.
Now, he also warned that the murder itself will deter future witnesses. And I would say that was the aim. They don't want all the police capture stuff becoming public knowledge. You know that as well as we do, Cyril. Now, he promised to strengthen protective services. And to be frank, no one believes any promise this president ever gives. Ever. De facto. Ever. Now, the Justice Minister, another corruption accused, has criticized media broadcasters, implying they increased the danger. Because it wasn't the state's problem, it now was the media who endangered the individual. Even though it's the state who's on trial here, not the media. Now, that Justice Minister now faces backlash for blaming journalists instead of their failed protection, because ANC ministers, regardless of who they are incapable ever of falling on their own sword, ever, and admitting they ever did anything wrong. They're all saints in their own eyes, even when they're the most incompetent idiots on the planet. Now, civil society, who understands what I understand, say that the problem is state failure, yet again, not TV cameras. Certainly not to a point where TV cameras are pitting unprotected whistleblowers at risk of being killed. But this isn't the first time. We have seen numerous whistleblowers. Let us not forget, what about the hospital capture up in Johannesburg? There are so many examples. Tembisa, we could just sit here all day. There are so many whistleblowers that get killed in the state when they shine light on the corruption accused that is the ANC. Now, civil society are suggesting that the state is shifting blame instead of fixing systematic rot. But that's the point. The state doesn't want to fix systematic rot because the individuals engaged in it are the ones profiteering. To fix it would mean no more profit for them. Now, one of the individuals currently on review, I'm going to say review because I can't really say trial, I can't really say court hearing, because remember, this is a police capture commission. It's a commission, so they're talking about him. And this is the suspended Deputy Chief, Julius, who claims that he does not know Marius at all. He says he had no involvement in his murder and labels this commission, this very commission that got him killed, and I quote, kangaroo court, because again, the ANC is incapable of holding itself to account. It is incapable of reforming. Now, this suspended deputy chief has offered an alternative account of the 2022 crime scene that contradicts Witness D's testimony. So clearly he's like, yeah, can't trust that guy. He's dead now anyway, so who cares what he says? Again, they cannot accept guilt, ever. So what does this actually mean? Well, a central witness to the police capture commission is dead before giving his full evidence. Further testimony about illegal mining syndicates may now be lost, and that was the intention, was it not? Other witnesses now appear to be less likely to come forward, and this is going to create an atmosphere of fear, intimidation, and silence. And again, this undermines all of our confidence in the state's ability to protect witnesses, investigate corruption, and reform a compromised security cluster, noticeably the policing sector. Remember, this is a commission that saps the ability to police and protect the state on trial. And what we are seeing is that SAPs are incapable of protecting the state and even protecting the identities of the witnesses coming forward. Remember, this commission exposed individuals all the way to the top of the ANC's hierarchy. This exposes the entire rot that is the ANC. And that's why I said at the start of this video, for the Republic to survive, the ANC must die, because the ANC will kill us before it ever holds itself to account. Now, Marius's wife shared a goodbye at a tribute given to him during his funeral. And I must say that it was reminiscent to the goodbye given to Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to say the reason for that was because she said, "How do I say goodbye?" The children watched him die meters away. Community messages depicted him as flawed, like all of us, but courageous, someone trying to expose the truth about a corrupt system that he once served. This is who the guy was. He was a hero to his wife and children and to his community. And the ANC killed him for trying to expose the rot that is the ANC. This is not an isolated case. Whistleblowers in the Republic are routinely assassinated. We've already seen 3 failures collide. We've seen the rotting police culture in parts of the EMPD and the security sector. We've seen non-functional witness protection. We've seen the state apparatus unable to protect those exposing its corruption. We've seen the killing of witnesses during an active commission, which is going to destroy trust in SAPs for all of us. And the message that all of this should send to each and every viewer: speak up and you'll die. That's what the ANC is saying to you. And you have a responsibility to fight against that. The ANC does not own the state. The ANC does not own us. The ANC works for us, and they are stealing from us. And the ANC needs to go. At least that's my opinion. Do let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, bye.